Superficial things, actions, and relations do not require presence. They do the entertaining for you. They do not require any kind of personality. The relations rest in a form of hypervigilance. A many needs outsourced of the bodies. Mentally. Many needs outsourced of the body. Mentally. I am here for the mind. If power, our life force, is spent away, exchanged for outside sources, for fuel to go, or to be excited and receive creative urge, more and ever flowing, flowering, to receive your creative urge, to continue to ever flow and ever flower, to become ever flowering, the channel must be virginized in every which way you can think it. Relations now is more like an interview and what you can do for me instead of what life experiences can I enjoy with you because I do like you as a person and your company. It's what physical, tangible items do you bring? How much money do you make me? Do you cook? Do you clean? Absolutely none of my relations had anything to do with these conversations until we were going to move in with each other. Until you actually know you like each other. Those things will come naturally if you like each other. You will provide your side of the situation if you are healthy. Period. When we're bargaining with external resources, we are literally selling our souls. If we're not guiding relationships with our heart and souls, we are selling our souls. If it's not based on the internal world, you're selling your soul on the market, at the market. Is there space in your minds to understand we have values and not that we are worth X amount of value? Basically paper. The value, the worth that we are giving ourselves is paper. Capping who we are with the worldly matrix value of paper. Money doesn't dictate our internal values. Strongly upheld values is the only true value there is. We're looking through resiliency, through their struggles, through their trials, not tests that we put them through. That's manipulation. That's a manipulation tool. Money or no money, I'm regulated and highly esteemed. My intrinsic value does not depreciate according to your rules of beauty and money. The internal surpasses everything. My attitude, my creative urge, my past ions, my passion surpass. If the communication style is toxic in nature, if you're having insecure thoughts during the creation, if it's emotional in nature to get them hooked, if wordplay is the main character, taking the viewer up and down emotionally, it's fueling a negative charge on the planet. Hence the importance of content creation. What we naturally create, our essence, light, through, is our passion-driven creations, meaning to harness our essence and our light, we have to naturally create through our passion-driven creations. Pass ions. We're passing ions, an electrically charged atom or molecule. Wordplay and manipulation is how everyone is taught to sell themselves now, to get them hooked, the listener. But that's a discharged way of passing ions. It's a discharged passion. It's a disempowering process. The quality charge is dependent on the speaker's frequency and dominant mood and way of being, and their added internal value brought to the people. Interactions are what they say transactional without high value. High internal value, upheld values and virtues. It's transactional unless you're upholding high values and virtues. We do not equate to money. We are not equivalent to paper. Which means the only high value there is high internal values upheld. Values and virtues upheld. Which is where gifts and abilities lie. External values can easily steal ions from the body, if that is the only power source supply the body sources off of. People are at that point bargaining their life mentally away, consumed with debt, renting money away, which is their life force, mirroring their security away, which is their life force, through the idea of the American dream and their literal social security. They're entrained into the idea through their social security, like people, and their number, their social security number. Stay remembering that what fuels the body is content creating. It cannot be fueling what is now. There will be an underlying depression. This nagging feeling in the back of your mind. I'm here for what is well for the minds, autonomously, catering to the needs of different styles in relationships. To me, is catering the cluster Bs. There's healthy and unhealthy ways of communicating, that's it. And being. Treating people. We're taking these personalities that the minds have gone off and created, like avoidant and whatever else. Coercion and manipulation and wordplay and crazy making, indirect communication. This is how we're all taught now. We being everyone out there trying to create a name for themselves and get people to buy their product. So 18 to 25 is a sweet spot for reprogramming. It gets more challenging after full development. I feel like we need to focus in on that age range and teach how to clearly communicate, but there's a lot of people who need to learn first. You get what you want when you can clearly communicate directly. When you're not manipulating, you literally get what you want. I believe some things should remain black and white, the foundations that nurture well minds. Like a foundation in emotional strengthening. How long can you endure without expressing? Like delayed gratification, but an emotional strengthening, a resistance training. I'm talking about when you're feeling negative or something like that. Without it, codependency and more starts growing into the cluster B, leaving them never flowering, never flowering. So what I'm trying to say is this indirect communication, wordplay, manipulation, coercion, triangulation, living a life through manipulation tactics is a life living with all what ifs. The whole life is a what if. Because the manipulation takes you out of what would have actually been. Hear that. Hear, 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 hear. Hearsay, hearsay. Hear it. Eat it. Digest it. Throw it up. Spit it out. Eat it. Digest it again. Spit it out. Eat it. Chew it up. Swallow it. Throw it up. Regurgitate that shit. The lessons learned, the wisdom to gifts received through self-regulation, self-coherence, self-actualizing, self-esteem, all comes from a more autonomous way of thinking and being. Which is why the Bible was to be how we process, or learning what not to do mainly. So like toxic behaviors and ways of conducting. The Bible is a guide to create integrity through a form of reparenting done through self-regulating using concepts and word programming reminders. A supportive listener is different than needing someone to cater to our style of love. A foundation in communicating would be of much benefit. I feel like teaching what mental health, like the cluster B personalities look like in school would be of benefit. It would start like opening eyes up and like nipping it in the bud. Like, we should be taught how to efficiently and directly communicate without manipulation, which is now taught to basically get the listener hooked on what's next, to get you intrigued. So, it's chaos magic. Chaos magic is real, and in business, there is no space for it. Although in sales, it slips right in, like a snake. These extremely unprofessional ways of being is a terrible way of representing oneself for their brand. The utmost way of communicating is key through authenticity and embodiment, through presence, not childhood programming. Most self-starters use crafty wordplay deceptively or repetitive autopilot videos for time recorded. The same lesson and information over and over for views. No creative urge, no learning of new info. Creativity is what will set us apart. That will be sitting and meditating for ideas or driving. Basically when you're driving or working out. The state is the make or break. Gamma being the nurtured practice mind state. Redundant work. Redone. Redund. It. You're done. Redundant work requires no growth. This is the importance of notes. How we get the message across is our spelling. Creating just to create, without urge or heart put into it, without vision, or something with movement behind it, there is no passing of ions. You're passing death through your frequency. You'll stay depressed, no matter how much you have. You'll be miserable from the inside out, no matter what. Passion. Ions. Electricity. You create it or destroy it. Choice is yours.